Hi, this video goes out to Christine for getting on my butt to post another update recap video. So thank you, Christine. Thanks for holding me accountable. I think about making these like so often through the months and be like, oh, I should do that, I should do that. And I just never do because life is hard enough without having to talk about life. But yeah, here I am. Hi, here's my skin. It's been, I can't believe it, 3 months, Christine. So, yes, I just got done burning my hands because they've been itching like crazy. So not loving that. Got this ouchie that happened on my wrist last night. I don't know if you guys wake up at in the morning and you have so many more scratches and stuff that have happened at night while you've been semi-unconscious. So yes, I am continuing to improve in, I feel like, a fairly linear fashion. I think the first 3 years were really up and down and mostly kind of down all the time, but I have sensed kind of like every month is just like a little bit easier. In the last 4 days, my skin has had a flare again, and that was like surprising because nothing really happened. It just decided to freak out. But I think it's hormones, as I say. I feel like every time I'm on here, I'm like, oh, it's hormones, and it always is. So anyway, my skin decided to freak out again like 3 days ago, and I had forgotten how horribly hard that is. So my skin's still hard every day, even on like the best of days, but it's so much easier than it was. So anyway, it's been extra hard again. I took a bath just kind of for funsies because it felt good to change it up for one day. And I haven't taken a bath in like, I don't know, half a year. You guys would know better than I would. I don't watch really my old videos. So took a bath, and yet sleeping has been hard again for the last few days, but that is a statement on how much easier sleeping has gotten in like the last 3 months. It's been really consistently getting so much better, and my insomnia is so much better, and it's just such a day-to-day mood booster to be able to like not dread bedtime. So the last few nights I have not slept well. I've like yanked my sheets out of my bed because I've been such a twirling dervish at night, ripping all the sheets off. And the bedtime has been traumatic kind of the last few days, just while my skin has blown up and I've gotten like all kinds of blisters, and I can't really see on the screen, but anyway, all kinds of blisters on my hands and like a couple blisters in my mouth and stuff. And I don't love that. And my chest is unhappy again, but here I am. I know it's going to get better, and it's good to have one of these flare-ups every once in a while to help put in perspective how far that I have come, even though it is kind of traumatic remembering where I was for so very long, and I don't want to be here anymore. So like the back of my neck kind of opened up and cracked terribly again. If you're a longtime viewer, you know how super terrible my neck was. So it is kind of, I've seen before on like different TSW blogs, like I'm thinking of Isaiah's mom, who I'll link her blog in the description. She had a son who went through TSW, and he is beautiful and all healed now, but he was on IV steroids. And it was interesting at the very end of his withdrawal, like that spot specifically she called out, like went through a flare. So I feel like there is some kind of cellular memory where your body remembers where you had used those steroids, and those specific spots will open up. So my neck has always been bad. It came back to looking pretty good, and then it just kind of opened up again. And my hands and wrists have always been sad and bad. So the current spots that still have not, well, it'll be shorter for me to tell you what spots are pretty consistently good. And that's my back is really good, and my feet are really good. So, and then kind of like knees down, sorry for itching my ears, knees down are pretty good, but knees up are some of my worst places. And then like chest and neck up, and then hands and forearms to elbow are like as bad as my face all the time. So that can get better anytime. But I had a huge win. Me and my husband took my dad out for Father's Day to a nice golf course, and I walked 18, and I've never been able to walk 18 in my life. My family is a big golf family, and at best I've been able to like walk 9, and then I'll have to take a cart for the next 9 because I just don't have the stamina. I've had like chronic fatigue my entire life. Didn't know why. it was steroids. But during my withdrawal and recovery, I have had more energy than I've ever had in my life, to the point that I can say that I was able to walk 18. It was really hard and I was totally gassed the next day. I just had to like completely rest and rebuild up all of the energy inside of me. But I was able to walk 18, first time in my life. So that's really exciting and encouraging to continue to see my energy come back to levels that I've probably never had. Maybe I had as a child. I started steroids at 4, so maybe I had that and I don't remember. But anyway, really exciting. And that's like a huge win that, yeah, I'm getting better than I ever have in my life. So that's great. Yeah, so the itching the last few days has been like pretty out of control again, which really sucks. It's hard to just be incapacitated by itching and like not be able to do anything and then be raw and that hurts and blah, blah, blah. But before that, overall, the sum up of the last 3 months has been itching has continued to get better. And really, I only get super itchy if I'm hot. And like I'll have little like tiny itch attacks that aren't even really itch attacks, just like kind of itch moments throughout the day that aren't like incapacitating. I haven't had to do my itch kind of safety position that I showed in my itch video. I can link that too. I feel like I've got a lot of links going on here, but it's all down below. Yeah, so I haven't had to do that, and that's a huge win. Like I remember for years, multiple times a day, I would have to go into that itch attack position just because I was losing my mind, feeling like I was lit on fire with bugs crawling all over me. So still continuing to get better. I've been trying to get sunshine as much as I can. It's really hard being hot though. And then we had this month, I guess, well, part of last month, like all those Canadian wildfires. So it was super, super smoky here. So that wasn't real great. And then we had pollen season, which I cannot be out in without my skin getting super itchy. So I've been trying to get out as much as I can and get out and stay cool so I don't get itchy, but still, Dr. Rappaport says the biggest thing you can do for TSW once you're beyond the super red stage is to get sun. And I definitely, if you are a follower homie like Christine, yo, if you are a longtime follower, I went out like month 7 and like really early on where I was still as red as a beet every day in the sun and try like put a lot of pressure on myself to be like, heal, like get out in the sun. This is the only thing I know that like people say works. I'm going to get out in the sun. And it was just a nightmare. So if you want to get out in the sun, feel free, whatever stage you're at. But I put a lot of pressure on myself to get out in the sun way earlier than I should have. So if you're still super, super red, don't put any pressure on yourself to be out in the sun. You can definitely wait until your redness has gone down. So I still leave like tiger stripes on my arms. So let's see if I can show you at all, if that stays. It doesn't right now, so that's great. But like my skin's still red enough, I'll do kind of tiger stripes on my arms if I itch. So I'm looking forward to continuing to get less red and less bumpy. But yeah, I think that's my brief update. No super big news. I've still been working on design projects. I'm a designer. Been able to cook decent meals every day and just kind of raise our standard of living in really small ways. So showers suck less every day. Sleeping sucks less. I'd still like to be able to sleep more and better, but yeah, let me know how you guys are doing, and I'm going to try and get more videos on here in the future too and be less of a flake. But happy summer.